Hello, people of the world who still listen and or watch our podcast. It's a beautiful day of the week, and I am your host, the beautiful Static Dreads, here with the handsome bow before Zog and the very, very, very cool Dapper Dan, Strange Entertainer.
I
How
was
are you guys
waiting
doing
to
today?
see what you said. I was like, I don't know what this man's gonna call me ugly or
Why would I call you ugly?
non-charismatic. I don't know.
The lustrous.
Why would I insult you when I just hyped the other two, well, the other one up because one of them fell. But like, why would I insult you? That hurts, man.
just couldn't come up with a third word?
This is why you got kicked out of Lily Range.
You know what? I'm
Any-
proud.
Considering what the other organizations like, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I was like, good thing because
Fuck
Lord
the
only knows
Lycoris.
what.
Fuck the DA.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DA suck. So if you haven't
Ooh,
guessed
look
by
at me.
now or just
Oh.
don't know, we're doing Lycoris Recoil. Came out in 2023. Well, no, 2022. My bad. I forgot what year we're in. Kind of took the anime world by storm, or at least it did for anyone with culture taste. So, yeah.
Considering this is the
Dog,
first
I've
time
been
I
waiting to
watched
hear
it,
your take.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I'm interested to hear your take on this because we do have like very different viewpoints when it comes. It's weird because we have a lot of the same viewpoints and a lot of stuff we watch, but then we also have like that massive difference, which is basically just you hating One Piece, refusing to watch Fruits Basket on principle. So like that's really where it lives and dies, and that in like the Marvel universe, but that's like understandable. That's just different for everybody. It takes all types. But yeah, overview of Lycoris Recoil follows our main character, Sato. And I guess Takina too. Our two main characters,
Did you
Sato.
guess?
Sato and Takino, who are both former members of this DA group, which are teenage girls used as assassins to keep the peace in modern day Japan.
Yeah, essentially schoolgirls trained to be John Wick.
Yes, that's actually how Mother's Basement described it. So
Really?
yes, that's
Okay.
like what he said
I had-
verbatim.
That's
I'm
actually
gonna
really
be honest.
funny.
Until I watched this series for this, I did nothing to it. I knew nothing of this.
Which is good, like I'm glad you went into this raw, as I say. But so these two characters, Chisato and Takino, are no longer part of the DA. Chisato by choice, Takino not by choice. And it's kind of the story of their life outside of this and working for Lycoris Recoil, the cafe, which takes on like odd jobs for hire outside the world of DA, but still kind of helping kind of keep the peace of Japan, like a secret agent type organization. But of course, there's strife and child. Wow, I can't talk today. Strife and hardship, where we meet the hacker Walnut, who is, I love her character, aka Karumi,
funny.
and then the
She's
best
adorable.
character Mika, who is kind of like the guardian owner of the Lycoris Recoil Cafe, and then Mizuki, who is just kind of there, like the definition of me if I was in this world. Like, I'm here, you'll get a solid 8 to 5 from me, but that's all I can promise.
And otherwise, trying to go to Russia for a boyfriend. Yeah, that's you.
Vancouver. She had that Canadian
Close enough.
boyfriend.
Yeah, man, I love walnuts. I removed your first class ticket.
Enjoy your economy class.
So yeah, needless to say, big spoilers coming into this. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you have watched it, watch it again.
It's a nice sit down. Like it's a 13 episode. You could probably watch it in like 2 afternoons or a whole like weekend day if you really wanted to. It's a good time.
Yeah. I gotta say, I watched it airing, so I saw it weekly. You gentlemen kind of not binged it, but watched it back to back in repetition. So I'm like curious to how our viewpoints differ. Because for me, like the suspense was a good part of it, especially like that episode 12 to 13 vibe, which I know what I'm talking about when Homegirl got electrocuted by biggest, like that girl and what's his name? The douchebag. Always forget.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't. Mr. Savior is how I
uh,
remember him.
Mr. Savior.
Shinji Yokimatsu or Yoshimatsu. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yoshimatsu.
Oh.
Mr.
Guy from the
Yoshi.
Allen Institute. I
Oh.
hate him
Oh no,
so
he's a
much.
jerk. My gosh, I'm like, can this be literally the biggest douchebag in all of anime I've ever seen? Like, oh, I want you to kill, so go kill. Oh, you still didn't kill? Well, guess what? I have your whole replacement heart inside of me, so you have to kill me in order to live. It's like, bruh, how much of a this dude had? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what. Like a
Yeah,
raging, like yes, murder. Oh,
that dude is definitely
not well.
um
It's not
yeah,
okay.
dude's not okay. But we've got a lot of colorful characters in here for like it's kind of overarching like plot, which I really like. I like that it's not episodic. I like we got things going on. We've got this whole secret of the Allen Institute and who are they? Like, and get the big reveal that Sato doesn't have a heart. She has like a
Not even a pacemaker. It's
No, it's
yeah,
like
it's
an
not a
actual
pacemaker.
It's just
full
an
artificial.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has an artificial heart,
They literally
like revolutionary.
The thing to me is, it's clearly a pump, but it's like a silent one because she doesn't have a heartbeat or a pulse or anything, which is kind of like how pacemakers operate. So I'm curious how that thing works. Very curious.
Yeah, yeah, and
With the
I
power
gotta
of
say,
anime and prayers.
Mm.
That's how it
swimsuit.
works.
I gotta say though, full disclosure, better Kirito. Like Sato is Kirito with actual practical skill. Her power is her reaction time. Like that's really what it is, and it's like okay, everything is kind of within the constraints of belief. In this anime, or like there's nothing okay besides. I mean, even to a stretch, you can believe Japan has a whole like secret society keeping the law and order. Especially with that scene we saw with Majin with throwing the gun in the crowd and people like losing. I was like, yo, this well done. Very within the realm of belief of like, hey, there's been these group of kids killing people, which has stopped all the violence crimes from happening. Are you just gonna let it happen or are you gonna do something about it? Here's a gun.
Yeah, that's honestly that's typical anime suspension of disbelief. But I the whole I enjoyed this show in the beginning when it was just about Liko Rico and the two girls. When
Yeah.
Takina is basically the main character, that's when I like it. That's where I like the show. I like Chisato as this like mentor figure who's just showing this um, tough as nails, no nonsense girl, just how to live, how to be okay in this world. That I
Yeah.
liked. When they started expanding it into the greater world and how all that stuff works, I have so many questions that just it falls back into the realm of suspend your disbelief and go along with it. And I'm like, no, give me something. Give me something to attach to. I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I just need something.
I mean, and I guess I feel like we got that. I know there's still certain things like the whole Lily Bell like side project, like
Yeah.
what's that about? Like the
Yeah, they're
board
only
of
mentioned at least 3 times, and you only really see them once. And
Yeah,
then it's like,
but the fact
oh,
that,
here's this one guy. He has a grudge.
Yeah.
Oh, but we didn't cover
but
that.
the
I'm like,
fact that
okay.
they answered that one already with they're basically just licorice but boys. Okay, cool. I understand that. I can get behind that. It basically follows all the same rules except that's the one with the Y chromosome. You are not. Got it. I am behind that.
So what was your some of your like questions, like things that you.
We see some of these operations where where it's basically like a whole SWAT team coming down with these little girls, but there's nothing covering them. There's nothing like stuff. They are just in schoolgirl uniforms with apparently their only mode of protection being the backpacks that are also their methods of carrying around their weapons. They can just use these things
Yeah.
as shields, apparently.
Well, we see security footage get wiped, stuff like that. Like detours happen and them set down a railway and all that type of
We
stuff.
also see them taking on full-on terrorist attacks where they're blowing up radio towers and buildings and all this other stuff. And nobody's asking questions about that. Nobody sees like the debris and stuff like that. They just hear gas leak and okay.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the whole like thing with Majima's thing, like the green haired guy, that people don't question what happens. They kind of like go along deep.
Yeah,
like they're all being.
If that's the case, it's making a real good point as to getting me to root for the bad guy.
I think
that's actual terrorist.
I mean, I think that's part of the charm of Lycoris Recoil. Like,
yeah, I think you were supposed to kind of.
Go ahead, Strange.
I think you were supposed to kind of be on his side. Sort of. I mean, it's like one of those gray things. Like, maybe not on his side, but you kind of see his point. It's like one of those villains.
I guess it's supposed to be like, you don't side with the bad guy, but you see where he has some merit to him. But at the same time, I'm like, dude, straight up blowing up buildings, encouraging people to have mass murder in the streets. There is nothing about his methods that I can agree with.
So you're telling me like, Eren Yeager is not the best character in anime? Telling me? Right?
If you have ever heard those words come out of my mouth, I was drunk off my ass and still being sarcastic as fuck.
The AI changed the footage to make it seem like he said those things. This is all the big conspiracy.
Are words that never came out of my mouth, even when Attack on Titan was good.
So genocide is not the answer.
No, Thanos, it is not.
Oh man, yes.
Well, gotta cancel my plans. Darn.
Dang. Shout out to all the traitors and the Marley part. Anyway, Attack on Titan is a whole nother thing. But no, excuse me. I would agree with that. I would agree that Majima was very interesting for me. I really liked his back and forth with Chisato. I thought that was a great rivalry. I also really enjoyed the whole aspect of like Takina being like, "No, I'm gonna kill for you." Like with the whole stuff with Yoshimada, and she's like, and just like her being like, "I don't care, I'll do it for you." Like I don't want to let you die. And that whole aspect of, again, heavy spoilers because if you have not watched it, go watch it. But like the whole aspect where I was like, yo, I don't have long. I never had long in the first place. And like, I'm disbanding Recoil. I'm stopping the helping business. I just want you all to like just kind of go and act like you never met. Like for Takina, who was like so straight laced and by the book, and then her getting this like, nah, you can't give me like love and affection and tell me to go back to being cold hearted. Because she got back in the DA like she wanted after being unjustly fired by the DA, which DA stands for Direct Attack, which is the stupidest name for a bunch of stupid people.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I heard it, I'm just like, what does Dumbledore's army have to do with any of this?
Oh my god, that was also stupid. Like, it's just like no one should just use the initials DA for anything. I always think about what's that show with Ice Cube, Law and Order? Like that's always the DA that I think of. My mind always defaults to that because that was the first thing that I saw it in Law and Order. I'm just like, yeah. Every time someone says it, I'm just like, what's the stitch, man? We got to get the drug.
There's so many ways those initials have been used now. There's no way not to actually take it seriously. There is no way.
Like, because of my job, I also was like, yeah, Department of Agriculture. Yeah. Like, so I'm just, everybody should be banned from using the term DA. And Our cat is so freaking. I want to take him.
You're allergic.
I just
Buddy.
want-
I know.
Yes, you were very allergic.
Just make sure you
Mean,
get some
I'm a-
epi on standby.
Just hug, stab, repeat.
Don't use your neck for that.
Have just a constant source of adrenaline being pumped into you. Yes, that's the perfect answer.
That's what they told me. They said stab it in your neck.
No.
I'm just kidding. No, don't do that. If you're watching this, please never stab it.
Do not take medical advice from the Content Breaker podcast. We are animation experts, not medical
Dude,
experts.
Not even
Stab it in
experts.
your
We claim
butt.
No expertise in this. We are
Stab it
just
in your butt
assholes talking
or your
about some
chest.
shit. Trying to
Yeah.
make some jokes every now and again.
Yeah, I'm trying to deal with the monotonous life that we all live, opposed to first upon podcast. Y'all.
Oh my God.
Anyway, enough big words.
Should open
Oh,
up our own cafe and be mercenaries, and I will dodge bullets. Probably not very well, so it'll be a short-lived career, but we should try it anyways. I think it'll be
I
fun.
mean,
Can you?
I would
can
do
you,
it,
read
but
the
I'm definitely
minutia
gonna
in
be.
people's movements and time
Mine
your
is
movements accordingly.
I can learn.
I doubt
minus
it.
some aspects. Minus some aspects of the character. Don't know which ones. I will be Mika. Minus some aspects of the character. Leaving it there. But I will be
Sure.
I'll be this
okay.
facilitator sniper who's like not actually crippled. Bro, that was the biggest shock to me. That man was like, I ain't crippled.
Yeah, Kane.
Wow. I was like, bro, what?
And then he had this
I
whole like
see him walking around with a cane, and I'm just like, wait, he's the supplier, trainer, and mentor to Chisato. How is he keeping up with her if he's so physically dependent? So the moment he just uses that cane to just whip people around, yeah, I didn't expect it, but at the same time, it was no surprise to me.
Bro, when he was like, are you the one that messed up Shisato's heart? And that man backslapped the heck out of
Yeah,
that
he
girl
did.
and unloaded on her chest.
yeah, he
off.
unloaded like half a
like-
clip on her. And I said,
was like,
dang,
I was like, yes, bro. Yes, do it again.
she's gonna be feeling that for a while. Those probably aren't the normal rubber bullets. It's like the big ones, the ones
Oh
that
no,
hurt
they're
more.
high impact
Oh,
ones because
yeah.
they hurt.
All
Like,
that red
kinda
dust
want
is
one
it
of those.
dissolving on impact.
Yeah, no, like they're so high impact the rubber dissolves. I'm like, I do actually wouldn't like to have that because it's not my job to take a life. Like, I don't know. That's self defense.
Okay.
It's an interesting idea,
That part's
anyways.
fair. It
I got distracted by your cat.
Well, now he's just gonna sit there
I-
on the.
I do really like that he's the one who, after the whole like father-daughter thing that they go through in the story, I do really like that he's the one who just comes up and goes, "This ain't about me. This is about my kid."
Yeah, no, I love that. I love Mika as a character. I love his character closure. I love everything about it. I love the fact that he just he was so unexpected, and he was like, I gotta say it, he is one of the best animated black characters in like animation. Like, there was no like abundant lips. There was no like. It was just finesse, and it was like and it was so random too. I'm just like, why is he here? But like, I'm like, I love it, and I love the whole supporting cast of Lycoris Recoil. Like, don't get me wrong, Chisato and Takumi are probably the best. Takina, sorry, are the best parts of the show for me. But like Karumi, aka Walnut, is hilarious. I
Yes.
love her with my whole heart. Zuki is just, I feel for her. I'm like, can we just get her one date, bro? Like when they went in the bar, she was all dressed up.
Oh yeah, no, she's like, I'm gonna go back to that fancy bar, and then
It's like, oh,
Well,
like,
it's
I already deleted the membership. Doesn't work anymore. She's like, no, devastation.
Caption. But no, I definitely love that part as well. So kind of seeing everything like play out as it did was really nice. And there's just like, so the last 2 episodes to me were just so good and like so like I really liked how just we had this face off between Chisato and Majima, and just like, the hearing versus the
That
eyesight, or like that was really
the
cool.
battle of the
And
senses.
yeah, the battle of the senses, and like just how he's sitting there talking, he's like, "Wait, are you dying on me? Like, what the hell?" Like, and
Yeah.
he just sits down and has to talk with
Here,
her in the
you
middle
want
of
a
a
drink?
gunfight.
It's like, all right, fine, take 10.
No, I like that,
Yeah,
and it added some personality. I mean, not that he didn't have personality, but it just added more. I don't know. I think overall he probably is like one of my favorite anime villains to just kind of come out, and I wish. I do hope we get some kind of sequel series and maybe we see more of him, but I don't know how likely that is.
I mean, I'd say like it's so this was an original work, which
Hmm.
again I know I'm wrong because I believe Cowboy Bebop was one too, but I feel like I can count the original works on my hands that have mangas beforehand that are like really good, and this is definitely up there for me because most recent one in recent memory was, of course, well, the most recent two that were huge failures for me that started off strong were Darling in the Franxx and Wonder Egg Priority. Both of those started off strong and then went down the pooper so fast. So I was really worried when I found out Lycoris Recoil was an original story with no source material. And I was like, oh boy. And then each episode I'd be like, oh boy, when is this going to go off the rails? And then at the end of 13, I was like, they did it. Oh my gosh. They actually did it. This was great.
I
So
would have laughed out loud. Just saw I was like, I'm gonna become a planet now. I'm gonna become a robot.
at the end of it, she's just like talking to, pulls off mask. I was Majima all along. I was like, or like and I was also really glad we didn't have like any like cringy stuff where the leader of the DA was like, I should know about Chisato because she's my daughter or something like that. I'm glad nothing like that happened. I'm glad
Wait till
like
season
these were
2.
all I'm glad these were all just kind of orphans. There was nobody with any like special background or XYZ, this or that. So, but Baby Chisato murdered my heart, bro. When she was like training and assassin training and everything. And then she was like, thank you for saving me when she got the new heart. I was like,
Yeah.
this is heartbreaking.
No, that
I
was.
thought she was going to die, bro. I was 100% convinced Chisato was going to
Oh, for
die. Like,
sure. I'm like, look at all the death flags. They're waving all over the. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and
It actually turns out pretty good. I like it.
yeah. And I got to say, I didn't mind the fake out death. Like, like I didn't mind it, like some people are like, I think Hiro Mashima, air quote, well, Hiro Mashima, One Piece, like kind of have burnt people out on like fake out deaths. Oh, they're fake out death kings. Every time people get fake out death, they're like trash. I feel like Lycoris Recoil did it really well. Like, oh no, she's not gonna make it. Like I was convinced because I'm like, okay, there's no magical BS that happens in the show. There's no, oh, like you're a good person, so you get to live. There's no XYZ phantasmal stuff. It's like people get bumped for the lead, they die. So I'm like, okay, don't see any way for Chisato out. And we saw the fake heart, and I was like, cool. But then when he's like, it's inside of me, and you have to kill me, I was like, crap.
Yeah.
Like she's not gonna kill him. She's just gonna die, and it's gonna suck. And then Mika came up in that bit, and he was like, woohoo, that made me so happy. I was like, yes. And then of course, Karumi and Mizuki like helping pin down all that and everything.
Hmm.
So, did y'all have like a favorite moment or a favorite character from Lycoris Recoil?
Not really, honestly. I just, I guess the first half, like I said earlier, when it was just, it wasn't Chisato, it was fucking. Oh God, why is her name
Takina?
Takina? Why was her name escaping me for a second? Anyway, when it was Takina being the main character, and it was just her learning about the world, that, or like not about the world, but just about being a person. I liked that. That was really cool. I liked how narrow the scope was on that. That made me feel for everybody a little bit more. The moment they started expanding the stuff, I started caring less. The storytelling was good. The storytelling was solid, and the character interactions were overall good. The characters are really where this show shines. It's
Yeah.
just once they started expanding the scope and just being like, this is about the world, not us. I just didn't care as much.
I mean, that's fine.
If I had, I'm kind of not tied, but I just can't choose because love Chisato, but main character, so you gotta love her. But I mean, love her regardless.
Yeah.
Just like she just goes in.
This is a main
Hold on.
character with personality, so
Yeah, hold on. Let me go beat up these girls one moment because they made fun of my partner. So she go bap bap, and it's like
I mean, and then when she double cup Takina and spin her around, I was like, yo, what?
No, that was hilarious. Karumi or Walnut, right?
Yeah, Karumi
okay.
size walnut.
Thank you. I was like, I hope that's her name. I keep no
Yeah.
Walnut. Loved her character. And then Fuji. The villain? What's his name?
Majima?
Majima.
I just call him Majima.
Gosh, yeah, Majima. No, he was actually. I liked his character. Like I was like, I hate what you're doing, but you're kind of cool. And I can't hate you all that much. Like, I don't know, it's just the way he's like 2 steps ahead of everybody. Then he's like, aha, I have echolocation.
Yeah, that was wild.
It's like
Like that, and like the scene. What was it? The scene where he kind of like took over the police thing. That was wild. I was like, bro, they just kind of waiting. Took out a whole police station.
It's like, is that a toy?
That is wild.
Yeah, these are toys. Show them, boys.
Like that was wild.
That was.
And then like no, the way he calculated, or like he when the girls were like I guess looking for him, like he took them out one at a time with like a car. I was like, yo, that's not cool. He's running them over with a car and then gunning them down the street. That's so brutal,
Yeah,
bro.
Nobody figures this shit out.
There, and then you had also the scene where he kind of figured everything out, where he figured out who was from the Allen Institute, whatnot, and just kind of when he also found out who the hacker was too, who hacked and everything, put up and was like, "Yo, like,
Yeah,
do this XYZ." That was crazy.
Robota or whatever. He's like, how'd you even
Yeah.
find my place? I don't
Kicks in the
understand.
door. You work for me now.
Oh,
Yeah,
You're not
that was
getting paid.
that was wild. That was wild. For me, it's a toss up because I love Chisato and I love Takina. And I want to say they're almost tied, but I gotta give the edge to Chisato just because, like, I love how, like how I love characters with like range and dynamics. And Chisato's one of those characters. Yes, she's happy and bubbly all the time, but you also see when she's explaining, to Takina that not everybody lives forever. Like she understands, like there are bad things that happen too. She's not like the just
Naive.
optimistic characters, naive. Like what's a character
Ooh, I think I
Uh,
know. I feel that. Oh no. Bubbly, naive, but like
don't want to say Naruto, but for some reason Naruto's popping in my head.
I just like an
There's-
overly positive protagonist that is like,
Yeah.
yeah, everything will be
And
fine.
everything just kind of works out for them because they can just be like, hey, we can talk this out rather than beat the shit out of each other, even though beating the shit out of each other is all we've done so far.
Yeah. Like if I had to
That-
describe
that-
Chisato, what's that?
So yeah, no, that kind of is Naruto.
Yeah, like so. If I had to describe Chisato, I would describe her as a realist who chooses to see the glass half full, because that's what it is. Like whether like how you see the glass is how you choose to see the glass. It's a glass of water. Like you're half full or half empty. And I feel like she does a really great job of embodying that. The scene where her and Takina are talking in the snow, I was like, yo, this depth, I love it. Also, I loved how she just survived surgery that might have killed her with a replacement heart and then just disappeared to a foreign island until they tracked her down. Like she was like, I was like, why am I alive? Oh well, I'll think about it later. And I ran away. I was just like,
No, I was like, girl, what? And then
I was
Fu- the-
confused by that.
no, funniest joke in the entire show was like, hey, how'd you find me? I don't understand. There's no internet here or anything. Oh, like, look, same girl. We tracked. She took your photo.
yeah, that girl just
She's gonna discover aliens. With that fucking
That was the
look.
funniest. I'm like, what a
What kind of
callback.
fucking selfie game she got.
bro, that girl is just down horrendous when it
I'm
comes.
not gonna have to watch her. Like, she's gonna be taking pictures. She's like, I'm in America. I just took a picture, and it's gonna be like Secret Spies or Area 51 right behind her. It's like,
It's gonna be
how?
like the freaking alien from Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that, and also the post credit scene end of 13 where they're like
That.
in Hawaii, and then Karumi's just like aloha, just talking
Aloha.
like
No speak English.
I love it. It was so great.
Oh yeah, the
was so-
little Aloha, the little hairband thing she was wearing.
Yeah,
That was fun.
and the DA calling Chisato, and she's like, I'm not gonna pick up this phone. Kind of like ignoring it, and then Majima's
What?
yeah, and then Majima's still been alive afterwards, and then like kind of handing the gun to the next person. He's like, "There, you can do it." I'm just like, "Yeah." So I feel like we need a season 2, whether we get one or not. That'll be a toss up.
I
But
would like.
It's
I don't know what they would do, but I would like one. But I feel like it would definitely.
Honestly, I want them to go in an entirely different direction and just war on the Allen Institute. Because
Hey, that's
because
kind of cool, actually.
one,
think about
they
that.
never explained what the fuck that was outside of
yeah.
they support people with talent. The
It's a quarter
fuck
ounce.
is that supposed to mean? Yeah, pretty much. That's what they make it out to seem like. But even then, the Court of Owls had something going for him outside of we rich assholes who conspirators.
Yeah.
Whenever they said Alan, I just imagine that one clip or that one scene from Jurassic Park 3.
Alan, yes,
Alan.
yes.
Whenever they said Alan, Alan.
Like when I
Just-
first heard that and saw an owl, I was like, shouldn't that be a raptor?
Lord, that was the weirdest dream sequence.
That was great.
Yeah.
You don't
Um,
even watch Yellow Submarine if that's the case.
But yeah, no, I would love to see more of the Allen Institute. I would love to see like people theorize that if we focus on Lily Bell, or people think it'll be like the story of like Chisato's like rivalry with the Lily Bell dude, why he's like so adamant about like disliking her.
Like a
some-
prequel series, maybe?
I think
Yeah,
it's-
that's what
I think
people were
more
thinking.
Like a spin-off, like not goes alongside the events of this show, but it goes their route and explores their whole deal rather than the
Which-
licorice side.
I guess would be fine if they could make that interesting, but now that I'm invested in like these characters, it's like I want to see more of them. And I don't know, I feel like
I'm just not.
I feel like
Go ahead.
if this is going to be like an expanded media franchise, it's like sure, go ahead, but like don't just be like, okay, and here's the Lily Bell and that's it. We're done. Like, no, I want more. Don't do that.
That's the thing. If this is supposed to go down that expanded universe, like MCU style storytelling, where you have to watch 6 different fucking series in order to understand what the fuck is going on by the time anything new is coming out, I'm not interested. I'm stopping here. I
Yeah, I
don't want
don't.
anymore.
I wouldn't want
I
that.
mean, I
but
can't see it doing that, to be honest with you, because it doesn't make sense for it to do that. Because I mean, everything like I mean, first of all, it's an A1 Pictures product. They don't do that. Second of all, it's an original
They've
story.
Yeah, they've never done anything like that before, but that doesn't mean they
So,
can't start.
Yeah,
I
actually, it
mean,
turns out that this whole thing was for a mobile game, and now you have to go play the mobile game in order to figure out the rest of the story.
listen, sir. Talk OP's mobile game finally got announced. It's coming next month. I'm literally going to play that game so I can understand what the hell is going. And I swear, if the gotcha is unforgiving, I'm gonna be so mad because I'm gonna spend it to figure out again what happened. And also, I love the Meisters, bro. Like Destiny, like Titan, like that one chick with the sword who have a Mamoto tamer. Her name is have a book. It was burning. I don't,
Oh yeah, yeah.
um,
I think I remember.
watch Taco P. Destiny Taco P. It's freaking.
It's a
weird.
fun time.
It is a fun time. But yeah. So like, did y'all have any characters that you feel like were not characters, but any moments that you like really put this series like it did it one way or another for you? Like, oh, this is one of the things that makes me think the series is really good. This is a thing that makes me think the series is really bad, or that you were you just like me and it's like Suki in that black dress though.
Um. Okay. Not really. With the internet being what the internet is, I can understand how this blew up. I can understand how this went crazy and actually like people fell in love with this show. I'm not one of them. It's a good show. It I will give it credit where credit is due. There were some awesome badass moments in here. Yeah, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 at best.
Okay,
So
I mean
good.
that's your opinion. You know, I mean, not that like I know when people say that's your opinion, they're like, oh, that's a rude fact. But no, like it's an
Yeah,
opinion.
it's
Like
just-
if I gave it a 10 out of 10, that'd be my opinion. Not that I am. I probably give it like I'd probably give it maybe for me it was like a solid 9 out of 10 because I just really enjoyed it and I like the characters. I feel like it's one of those things where if we don't get any more of it, I'm still satisfied with this. Like
Mhm.
I was explaining this to the guys earlier in the other Discord because we were talking about shows that like should have ended by 86 and Irv was like 86 isn't gonna get like do it's gonna stop where it is blah blah and then we started talking about other shows like that and I was like I would have been hint if Shield Hero ended I think at what episode 24 Nafumi walked out of the gates his pride and everything back intact and they were like hey you got all your land and we just ended there I'd been like that's great. Then we went and did some weird turtle stuff, and now we got all this other kerfuffle, and I'm just like, we'll see how it goes. But Shield Hero definitely could have just ended at a 9.5 for me if it would have just ended. And Nafumi walked out of the doors and was like, I've got my pride,
No,
I've
well-
got this, I've got a hero salute, I'm out this hole.
I don't know. I'm kind of over isekais just ending after one season. But well, I guess we'll never see them resolve anything. Hope you
I think-
enjoyed the one season. That's all you're ever gonna get ever again.
I kid you not, King. Every time we get a every time we get another season of Slime announced, like, hey, there's OEM, like, think because, yeah,
Yeah, I hear you say that, but then I'm reminded in another world with my smartphone is getting a season 2.
listen,
so,
that
No.
doesn't count. That
so sometimes
that
no,
is-
shit just needs to die.
yes,
No, I
yes,
agree.
it does.
No,
But it's always the wrong stuff.
yeah,
like
it's always the
Chivalry of a
wrong
Failed-
stuff.
I stand on the fact that Chivalry of a Failed Knight is one of the best, like, school tournament anime. I don't even know what to call that. It's like the whole, like a harem something. It's the weird. I call it the 2012 pop up drama because there was like 85 shows that were like exactly the same. And Chivalry of a Failed Knight was such a good one. Like it was like had a cool sword. Like so, it was based around swords. It had a cool power system. Like the main character he was like powerless, but he was just like that person who had perfected one technique. He was the original Zetsu. or Zenitsu. He had just protected one skill, like, and honed it to perfection, and like could do that because he couldn't use magic. I was like, yo, like, anyway, watch Shiver of Felt Night is great. We're probably never gonna get a season 2, so go into it knowing that. But anyway, yeah, some stuff we should do a whole separate topic on that. I think it's but anyway,
so what I really liked about the series is, yes, I love the characters. I wish to see more of them. That's kind of why I want a season 2 of this, if they do it right.
Yeah.
But I really loved the choreography of just the whole thing. Just but basically, Chisato just going in there and just wrecking everyone's day with rubber bullets. It just put a smile on my face every time. I was like, yes, I love this. And the flashback to the old radio tower when she was basically like a demon, it was the best thing ever. I was like, yes, I want more of this.
I love it, bro. Like, the fight choreography was so good. A1 Pictures did an astounding job. Just not on Chisato, but Takina, everybody, like, all of the DA, like, even Majima, his movements were so cool and crisp and clean. And just the music and soundtrack too, like when we were having these moments, like everything just sounded so crisp. And I was like, yo, this is A1 at its finest. This is the A1 that made people think Seven Deadly Sins was goated for 2 seasons. They went anyway. But yeah, it is such a good, for me, it gets that solid 9 out of 10 for me. Like the fights, the amazing cast and characters. Like, I love all of Lycoris Recoil. I really like the Cafe Lycoris. I even love those side characters that I can't remember their names
that
for
visit
at
the cafe?
all.
Yeah. No, they're cool, like the manga artist girls.
Yeah, the manga artist girl, the like yoga instructor. And then we got a whole Russian mafia in it that they're just cool with, and they like teach the children like Japanese and stuff. Like, it's just a fun time. Like, in just the whole balance of community and like saving the world. And just like, it's just a fun time. And the intro and outro are absolute bangers.
They are bops.
Absolute bangers. Like, I love this show with my whole heart. And my favorite scene is when Mizuki tells Takina the secret to beating Chisato at rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, yeah.
And she does it, and it works, and she makes that little excited noise. It's like, I was just like, oh, precious. I love it. Also, the fits. Can we talk about how they have different fits and outfits throughout the series?
Well, that was cool.
Love when an anime changes outfits. I blame Sailor Moon and Yu Yu Hakusho for this. They were the goats of it, bro. They were the goats of it. Like, Team Urameshi, like,
really not. That was kind of a classic thing. Hell, even superheroes wear the same outfit all the time.
Like changing outfits.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I thought you were going the other direction, criticizing it.
No. Like, ever since I was little, like seeing Yusuke and the rest of like Team Urameshi and their fits and like they're going out stuff. And then even in Sailor Moon, I love when characters you love have different outfits. And like the outfits in this were like freaking dope. And I just like seeing the different fits was a vibe for me. Like, cool. I love seeing the different art styles and fashion and all that. So yeah, I really love Lycoris Recoil. And if you watch this podcast without watching it, shame on you. Go watch it. But also, thank you for your love you.
I totally thought before I actually watched the series, because I never heard Lycoris, or however you actually pronounce it. I heard licorice, so I was expecting some licorice to pop up at some point, and that never happened. So I was like,
sorry that happened to you.
It's okay. I just thought it was funny. I was like, there's no licorice. This isn't about licorice at all.
This isn't Willy Wonka and the Licorice Factory. I was ahead.
Can you imagine a Willy Wonka anime?
I think they were making one at one point, and then they stopped. Or I know at one point it was a thing, and it might still be a thing. I don't know.
They said we don't know
Yeah.
how to make the Oompa Loompas less racist.
You
Let's
don't
cancel
even
this.
try and you lean
Yeah,
into it.
just cancel it.
I'm like, who are they even racist? I feel like it's racist saying that they were racist. Because, like, who are you trying to compare them to? Like, I never saw the Oompa Loompas as racist at all.
I mean,
People
me
are like, the
neither,
Oompa Loompas
but-
are racist. I'm like, how? Like, explain.
know.
You're going to sound more racist explaining to me how the Oompa Loompas are racist than the Oompa Loompas are racist. I'm like, who are they? Who are they supposed to be, man?
Probably the wrong
Like,
word
if-
for it. I think people are more upset, more saying it's like sizist or something like that.
Oh, I
Basically
can see
against
that.
little
Okay.
people.
All right, I can see that. Yeah, which I like. I think they like to be called little people.
I think
think
that's
the
just the
M-word
term
is
they've
offensive.
accepted at this point. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
not one of them.
Yeah, true.
Get an exclusive
yeah.
interview on this. No, I'll just kidding.
Anyway, thank you for listening to our anime podcast, where we apparently also talk about the social climate of little people and other things. So yeah, you're getting your non-existence money worth by listening to the podcast. Keep doing it. What do you have to lose? Nothing.
Some IQ points.
Yeah. Subscribe, for more.
Like, subscribe,
find-
hit the bell, comment.
Hit the tell your friends, hack into their YouTube accounts and do the same thing
Get
over
a
and
hacker
over until
named
you run a
Walnut.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that.
No.
Anyway,
Don't
so,
finish
yeah.
that sentence.
Nope, I'm not, Strange. Why you gotta make it up? Anyway, you can catch us next time here on Content Breaker. I'm Static. You can also find me on Twitter with a Z, Static Dreads with a Z. Pop out, shout out. What about you, Strange? Where can they find you?
Just look for Strangely Entertaining on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter. Still working out a new stream schedule. It's kind of all over the place right now. So
Stay tuned for that, I guess.
Yeah, and also stay tuned to figure out what we do next, because we don't know.
we don't know either. Yay!
All right,
Well
catch
done.
y'all on the next one.
Bye.